Hey everyone, this is Rita Lagoreja Rave, and I'm here with my Geekiary News Briefs, where I quickly go over some geek and pop culture stuff that should be on your radar. So let's start. Of course, I'm going to begin with talking about the domestic box office. For the week of June 18 to 20th, the weekend, we had a new release, which was The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, and it stars Ryan Reynolds, Salma Hayek, and Samuel L. Jackson. And as you can see, it ended up grossing around 11 million at the box office, which isn't much. Per se, the total gross ended up being 16 million. The gross isn't as high as certain studio executives and analysts were expecting. It feels like a lot of people are still hesitant to go out to a theater to watch a movie when there's, I guess, a lot of stuff you can catch on streaming. So yeah, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard is actually getting dragged by critics over on Rotten Tomatoes. However, as of recording this video, the audience score is like more than 70%. So at least there's that. The people who watched it, the general audience, they're enjoying this movie, even though the critics aren't. As far as A Quiet Place Part 2 is concerned, it's making money. The total domestic gross has become more than $100 million, which, okay, wow, I need that Part 3 spin-off. Let's talk about the superhero costumes. First up, we have this tweet by David F. Sandberg, who is working on Shazam 2. Now, he tweeted that don't know how long we can keep the new suits from leaking. So here's a pic I took the other day. Personally, I really like the colors. They feel more connected to the previous DCEU films we have been seeing. If you look at the skirt over here, it kind of reminds me of the skirt the angular skirt that Wonder Woman has. When I saw this tweet, I tweeted out about how I don't think I'll ever understand why, when it comes to female costumes, there's always this weird thing where they have to show skin. You can see her legs here, you can see her arms here, while the male characters in the same team are covered from neck to toe. Now, I'm not saying that women can't wear different types of clothing or they can't show their skin. Like, Wonder Woman can fight crime in her wearing her skirt. More power to her. But I am saying that all of these characters belong to the same team. All of these characters get the same magical transformation. However, big surprise, it's only the women in the team that end up showing skin for some weird reason. It's one of the things that I really like about the Power Rangers as well, because Power Rangers, when it comes to the Power Rangers, they all belong to the same team, and there's this uniformity when it comes to how their uniforms look, their outfits look. However, the Shazam 2 picture, again, why the heck are the women showing skin when their male counterparts or their peers are, as I said, covered from neck to toe? It makes no sense to me. The other costume that I want to talk about was the actress Sasha, who is playing Supergirl in the upcoming The Flash movie. So her outfit got leaked, and I like it. I really like the outfit. So there is a rumor that this Supergirl in the Flash movie isn't basically Kara, it's Lana, who is Lois and Superman's daughter. So that might be something we're going for. Again, it's a rumor, I'm not sure. Comic book writer Tom Taylor even tweeted about how Sasha's look as Supergirl resembles the Lara Lane Kent character that they created. So yeah, maybe the rumor is true that the Supergirl who will be appearing in the upcoming Flash movie is actually Lara and not Kara. As far as the costume is concerned, it kind of reminds me of the Spider-Man costume a little bit because of the texture, but then again, we all know that these movies go through a lot of changes in post, so I wouldn't be surprised if Lara's costume ends up being very different in the actual film. And yeah, there were certain people who ended up being outraged by Sasha's new look. They were saying that she looks like a boy and how she doesn't look sexy enough and all of that stuff, and I'm like, aren't you guys tired? Aren't you guys tired? It's the same talking points you all always come up with whenever a new female character is introduced or whenever a character is race swapped or gender swapped. It's the same talking points. The movie is still happening whether you like it or not. Talking about leaked images, we also got leaked images from Just Jared showing Halle Bailey filming on location, and I have to say that after going through these leaked images, it's clear that Halle Bailey is having a lot of fun on set. I liked the setting. I liked her textured hair. I was expecting it to be a brighter color of red, but then again, maybe they'll fix it in post. Personally, I love this picture of Halle Bailey smiling on set. Like, just look at that wonderful smile, and you can tell that she's having so much fun. And of course, I'm excited to see how she plays the role in the film. And you can already tell that the upcoming movie is going to make a number of changes from the animated movie. You can see her basically going to town on her own in the carriage, and she doesn't necessarily end up with Eric the moment she reaches the beach. Of course, there are people who keep tweeting about how their childhood is ruined because Ariel isn't white anymore and Halle Bailey is playing her. And again, I'm like, aren't you guys tired? Talking about Disney live-action films, Deadline reported that actress Rachel Zegler, I guess that's how you pronounce her name, she will be playing Snow White in the upcoming live-action adaptation of the classic animated movie. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you, Rachel Zegler. She is supposed to make her debut, big screen debut, in the upcoming West Side Story film by Steven Spielberg. And that film isn't even out yet, and she has already landed a major role for herself. Production is expected to start sometime in 2022, so I guess we'll see it be released in 2023. And of course, certain people ended up taking to Twitter to talk about how their childhood has again been ruined because Snow White isn't being played by a white actress. And I'm like, wow, we have already had a lot of stories portraying Snow White as a white character. You guys still have those stories. You guys can enjoy these stories. Why don't you allow Hollywood to do something different? And that's something that I don't necessarily understand. A lot of people are like, Hollywood doesn't take risks. Hollywood doesn't do a lot of change. And when Hollywood does decide to do certain changes, especially the type of changes that have Halle Bailey playing Ariel and Rachel Zegler playing Snow White, when Hollywood does do these changes, people are up in arms about, oh no, they're ruining stuff. And I'm like, do you or do you not want Hollywood to take risks and try doing something different, even if they're playing around with the same IPs? And while I'm all for making changes to different IPs, there are certain changes that should never ever come into fruition. And yeah, I'm talking about Netflix upcoming live action Avatar TV series that might end up rewriting Aang's backstory. And I'm like, no, don't do that. So it was originally reported by a website called GWW. And apparently, the team over there ended up knowing about the character descriptions, and it's bad. It's very, very bad. So the plot is basically the same. It's a reimagined live-action series which is based on the award-winning and beloved Nickelodeon animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender. And Aang and his friends who must save the world by defeating Fire Lord Ozai and the destructive war with the Fire Nation. Up till here, it's all good. However, when it comes to the character description, this is where I'm like, no, don't do this. No one wants this. So talking about Aang, we have male, Asian, lead character is 12. So it's actually good to see that Netflix might be doing something different, because there were rumors that they were deciding to age up the character so that they could add in more romantic relationship drama. But I guess they're sticking with a younger cast. And he can be male, East Asian or South Asian heritage. Now, Aang is a typical 12-year-old boy. Okay. Now here's where it gets weird. A bit goofy, a bit nerdy, restless in school, always eager to join his friends for fun and games, okay? He's nimble, energetic, and quick in the schoolyard. Adopted at birth, Aang has struggled with questions as to how he fits, but his loving parents have worked hard to make him feel accepted. Aang has grown up to become generous, la la la, la la la. Aang had also been gifted with an incredible mystical power. He doesn't really understand it, but it could be the key to saving the world from a global conflict. It's a responsibility he's reluctant to accept because it will take him away from his family, friends, and everything he knows. Which, yeah, they're changing his backstory, and that's not the only thing. Coming to Katara, they're looking for a female Native American. I thought they would go for specifically actors with an Inuit heritage, but okay. She's 14, female, heritage, indigenous to North America. She had to keep her family together ever since her mother was killed in a mysterious supernatural event several years ago. Recently, she has started to develop strange new powers that both intrigue and scare her. I think you can tell where this is going. Because when we come to Zuko, who is male, Asian, 17, East Asian or South Asian heritage, when Zuko discovers he has developed mysterious powers and is competing with Aang for a key role in their project. What project? Zuko's father tells him to stop at nothing to win. After reading these character descriptions, I have this weird suspicion that Netflix is going to set the Avatar, the Last Airbender series in modern times, and I'm not here for it. I think they're going to set it, in modern times because it will be less of a budget, and they can already use sets that have been developed. They can shoot on location, and frankly, I do not want Avatar The Last Airbender to be set in modern times. This is basically X-Men, where Aang, Katara, Zuko, and other benders end up realizing that they have superpowers, and this could be just a rumor, but I wouldn't put it past Netflix to go down exactly such a route. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of the news that I shared with you guys today. If there's any news that you want to let me know about, feel free to share it down in the comment section below. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later. Bye.